You're familiar with my blog. You know most of my readers actually come from the conservative mindset.
Yes.
So here's your chance to give a pitch to them. Well, what do you have to offer someone that comes from the conservative ideology, who may actually be someone who votes in the Democratic primary? What's your pitch to them about why they should vote for you?
Well, I'm not gonna. I don't know. I guess I'm a little more free spirited than most politicians. I don't like selling myself and pitching, but I will. I appreciate your blog. I appreciate the kind of the fervor of your ideas, and I've learned a lot in this process. I have to say, I've gone from being focused on one issue and thinking I had a stance on it, a strong stance, but when I start listening to, small business owners and the fears that they have fears, they have problems. You might have more, liberal fears and liberal problems. Who's to say, how do you measure one problem versus the other? How do you tackle one person's problems versus the other? And so, I'm new to this. I think that's my biggest advantage is that people, when I go in office, if I'm elected, if people elect me, is that they will help mold me. And I made this campaign, and I promised myself that I'd say what I believe. I say, you're going to know where I stand, or if I don't stand anywhere, if I don't know the issues. But secondly, listening once again to people. We could talk about ads and this crazy stuff all day, but it really is about listening to people because it's a complicated world. I think the problem right now is not the problem and the solution is not government. The problem and the solution are ourselves. And for a politician, it's not what I can offer, it's what I can't offer. And it's up to the people to really transform and transition to a new great frontier, a new great America. And so I think that, to do the job that I want to do, I want to get beyond American politicalism, these black and white debates. I know that might be crazy to try to think about doing something new in that field, but I think that we both parties, we all essentially want the same thing. And so I'm new, I'm a listener, I'm out there talking to people. I'm going to go talk to the Tea Parties because I think, Democratic people don't want to do that. They judge them, but they have something to say. They're mad for a reason. And so I just think that, I used to work at the Clinton School, and I saw the hypocrisy of both sides. I remember when Madeleine Albright came in, she said, we should talk to our enemies, and everyone was cheering. And then we got Karl Rove in, who I actually really liked a lot. And then I was getting slammed for it by those same people that said, I appreciate talking to the enemies. So there's hypocrisy on both sides, and so I want to bring that concept of listening. I don't know all the answers, and the truth is a complex thing, so I'll leave it at that.
Sure. Well, and that leads into the $1,000,000 question, and I'll warn you, my battery's about to go dead on me.
Okay.
But you've probably got asked this a lot. How do you compete against opponents that have well-funded campaigns? Three of your opponents have over $100,000 in the bank right now.
Right.
How do you compete in a primary against that?
Better ideas, and I have better ideas than them. And I went from being on the inside of everything, world leaders every day, to be on the outside. So I've had to work my way up and find ways of outreach, creative outreach, because politics is about creativity of reaching people. You can never become stagnant. You always have to constantly innovate and one-up yourself, and I can do that consistently. I have a different background as a scientist, as a reporter for MTV News, and so I can try ideas. I can be riskier. I can take bolder stances and reach people, because Clinton and Pryor always used to say, if you listen and you slow down, Patrick, and that's what politics in Arkansas is about. It's about slowing down and listening. It sounds naive, but the other candidates aren't listening. They expect their vote. They expect people's votes. I have to earn it extra hard. And so, a long shot, but you'd be surprised at, how you talking to one person can spread to 10 people, and they tell 10 people. And so I'm excited to see.
Great, Patrick. Well, appreciate your time today.
Absolutely, man.
Thanks.